Hey everyone, my name is Dr. Shannon and I am a nutrition coach, physical therapist, and strength coach. So today I want to talk about my personal struggle with PCOS and weight loss. And that's a big part of how I got into all of this in the first place. So let's jump into it. So yeah, I got into this industry in the first place because of the struggles that I've always had with my weight. So that's why I want to talk about my struggles with PCOS as well. I was diagnosed with PCOS, or polycystic ovarian syndrome, when I was 20 years old, and it seems to be becoming more and more of a common diagnosis, and more people seem to, just are becoming aware of it. So although it's becoming more and more common and there's more and more awareness building, what's frustrating is there's still so much that is unknown about it. There are so many false claims about PCOS and weight loss. There's a lot of information out there saying that you need to completely stay away from all carbs if you have PCOS or you won't lose weight. Stay away from high intensity exercise, stay away from weightlifting. You should only be, going on walks. I could go on and on. And I've gone down many rabbit holes too. So ultimately though, if you ask me, those claims are all just that. They are claims. There's no solid research or evidence behind them. Maybe that's what worked for one particular person, but that doesn't mean that that is the solution, the end all be all for how to change your body with PCOS. So that's why I want to share my personal experience, because despite having PCOS, I employ the same nutrition and training aspects as I would tell, anybody else looking to improve their body composition. I work out the same as anyone else, and I, eat the same as anyone else who, has tried to lose weight in the past without PCOS. And I've had success doing it this way. So first off, for those of you who don't know, what is PCOS? So, quote from Johns Hopkins here: polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS, is a condition in which the ovaries produce an abnormal amount of androgens, or male sex hormones, that are usually present in women in small amounts. The name PCOS describes the numerous small cysts or fluid-filled sacs that form in the ovaries. However, some women with this disorder do not have cysts, while some women without the disorder develop cysts. So just in that definition right there, we have our first unknown, right? You may have cysts, you may not. So women with PCOS often have high level of androgens, which can cause menstrual cycle issues, and many other symptoms of PCOS include excess body hair, weight gain, acne, fertility issues, and thinning hair. The cause of PCOS is unknown and there's not a cure. And the only ways to really work around this is to manage your symptoms. Many women with PCOS often have insulin resistance, but not all. Yet another ambiguous symptom. So what that means is that the body doesn't convert glucose from the bloodstream into energy well. So when this happens, the body produces even more insulin, and you're trying to maintain your blood sugar levels then, and when your insulin rises and your blood glucose levels rise, this is where type 2 diabetes can occur. So this is where weight gain and PCOS go hand in hand. But does PCOS cause weight gain, or does weight gain cause PCOS? According to one study, the association between obesity and PCOS is more complex than a simple cause and effect process, and likely includes complicated interlinks between multiple factors. That is a direct quote. So very much a chicken or the egg situation, and again, leaves a lot to the unknown, which is what has been most frustrating for me since my PCOS diagnosis. Is no one could ever give me a straight answer. Was it harder for me to lose weight than others because of this diagnosis? Is that why I was never a naturally skinny child? No one could ever give me those answers. And even though, through my own research, there was still too many unknowns to draw any accurate conclusions. So ultimately, PCOS affects between 5 and 10% of women, and it manifests itself differently in everyone. So again, that's very frustrating if you're someone who wants answers. So ultimately, what's worked for me to lose weight is the same thing that works for everyone else: a calorie deficit and consistent exercise, consistent weight training to build and maintain muscle, strategic cardio, and a consistent step count. Is it a slower process for me than it is for other people? Do I have a hard time maintaining my weight than other people? Maybe, I don't know. It depends, right? Sometimes it feels that way. But after working in this industry for so long, I'm starting to think like 99% of people think that they have a hard time maintaining their weight, losing weight, etc. Very few people will tell you, yes, that's easy for me. But I've seen some pretty bold claims on the internet with people advising those with PCOS on how to lose weight. Like, completely cut out all carbs, you have to go keto or you won't lose weight. Avoid high intensity exercise like CrossFit, circuit training, because it's gonna spike your cortisol levels and you won't lose weight. Don't lift heavy because that's just gonna make you bulky. Do this 30-minute incline walk and that's it. That's what finally got me to lose weight. So I've been down some pretty crazy rabbit holes like that. And maybe that did work for those people because everyone is different and everyone has different things going on in their life, different genetics. And again, PCOS affects everyone differently, but that's just it. Everyone is different. Every diagnosis is different. And we can't even get straight answers from research or doctors. So your favorite influencer probably doesn't have, the end all be all answers. So I'm going to tell you what worked for me. What worked for me is lifting heavy, being consistent. Again, being consistent with my food and my step count, tracking my macros, and including foods that I loved in moderation. I eat plenty of carbs. I'm a beach volleyball player. My heart rate routinely gets into the 170s when playing, which I would consider pretty high intensity exercise. So despite what some other people on the internet might tell you, I have changed my body, lost weight, and kept it off by doing this. My first successful fat loss phase, I went from about 160 pounds to 145 pounds in 12 weeks. From there, I've gotten down to even around like 137 pounds. And the same methods that work for everyone else, all of the women that I work with who are trying to lose weight, who don't have PCOS, is what worked for me as well. So since it's becoming more prevalent, I'm sure someone watching this video shares this diagnosis with me. So I want you to know that despite the unknowns, despite how frustrated you probably are, all hope is not lost. You can lose weight just like everyone else. You can build muscle just like everyone else. You can work out how you want. You may need to change some habits. You may even need medication to help manage your specific symptoms and balance your hormones in order to make all of this happen. That's between you and your doctor, but once you have your hormones figured out, I want you to know that you can do it. It's not impossible and you don't have to completely deprive yourself. So I hope this was helpful because I'm sure there's someone out there watching this who is either struggling with weight loss, whether you have PCOS or not. And just know that you can do it despite what the internet tells you. You don't have to do all of these crazy fads that, destroy your life. You can keep eating foods that you want to eat in moderation. You can work out the way that you want to. You don't have to work out one specific way. There's many ways to exercise that are gonna be beneficial for you. And you don't have to, cut out all carbs if that's what you like to eat. You can fit it in as long as you're still in a calorie deficit. So I hope this video gives someone hope, and please reach out to me if you have any questions.